both in the run and in the pass phases, Lindsey, and then his leadership and his ability to bring people with him really stands out. He's impressive. It's incredible to see him continue to play at the level that he's playing at, but he loves football. He loves really pouring. Still shows up day in and day out, and he's great to be around. Yeah, these guys are really tough, and they've got a really physical offensive line. They've got great skill players, and they can really do a lot of different things that can put a lot of pressure on you. Coach Reich does an excellent job, and Carson's success and ability to make plays on schedule, off schedule is well documented. I think they've got two really good runners in Taylor and Himes that can really pose different challenges on you. But there's a reason why they're a playoff team, why they've done so well since Coach Reich's taken over, and they got great players and they're a really tough scheme. Yeah, that's something that we want to be able to do a better job with, and taking guys down on first contact. Like I said, Kurt, I thought, Chicago did a nice job. You got to give them credit. But our standards in the way that our guys expect to play, we know that's going to be a focal point, a point of emphasis, and I expect to see improvement in that area from our guys. You know what? I think in some instances, usually the tackling and some of the yards after contact always comes down to the fundamentals. And like I mentioned, I think there's definitely some blame on me as far as, our guys haven't gotten a lot of that full speed work. It's hard to simulate that. I think some of that might be a result of not playing in the preseason, but, taking good angles, making sure you understand where your leverage is, where your help is, and being able to, instinctually be able to react in those split seconds. That's the difference between a, 2-yard run or a possible 24-yard run. And so there's a lot of different things that play into that. But overall, I think we can play better and kind of have an anticipation and an expectation of what type of schemes to expect based on what personnel grouping we're in.
We saw that Matthew Stafford went to the Dodgers to see his old friend Clayton Kershaw the other night.
Oh, nice.
It's a reminder that every team and every star in this town is expected to win constantly. How do you tell if a star player has the, personality or character to thrive in this sort of atmosphere?
It's a good question. I think the first way that I would answer that question, Kevin, is you want guys that are great football players and athletes that then become a celebrity as a result of being a good football player. Guys that keep the main thing you've heard us say before. And I think you want guys that, hey, you want to be able to enjoy and live your life and some of the nice things that come with the platform that this unbelievable opportunity provides for our guys. And to be able to have a city that there's so many things going on. There's a lot of other successful organizations doing their thing. And then, oh, by the way, it happens to be that our quarterback is friends, or they go way back, with one of the best pitchers in the MLB as well. So I think it's a really unique thing. That's part of the onboarding process too. You've heard me mention it before. We got the right kind of leaders. That football is really important. They understand how to be a pro on and off the field and the responsibilities that come with that. And it's not something you necessarily have to think too much about. It's more about the person. And I feel really good about Matthew and a lot of other leaders that are kind of in his same shoes. Yeah, I think, really those expectations, there's an outside-in narrative and there's an inside-out narrative. And you always want to perform to the best of your ability. But I like our guys being inside out, not necessarily worrying about some of the external distractions that can deter from your ability to focus on being totally and completely present. And Matthew is certainly one of those guys, as I feel with really our team. I like the makeup of this team. I like their ability to come in, get their work in, but also be able to enjoy themselves. And so I think that's a recipe for success for us, but we've got to consistently do it. And, now it's time to move on to a very difficult Colts team. And that's where our focus and concentration is. And I know Matthew's as well. It was a safe situation. There wasn't a return possibility for us right there, and so that was what resulted in him being back there.
Sean, was there anything that Stafford didn't do in that game, or you want to see him do better?
I think overall I want to see us be better on the third downs. We had some success in the first half and we had, minimal plays, but we also did have that 3-and-out sequence. We were 0 for 4 on the third downs, some of which definitely, could have been helped by better play calls by me. But I think the position is so difficult, Gary, snap in and snap out, and you want to just consistently be able to do things the right way, whether that's, the timing, the accuracy, the decision-making, the base body balance and body position that you're putting yourself in to make some of these throws, and then being able to clean things up, above the neck. But he did a really good job. There's always going to be things that you can improve on, but it kind of depends on what phase of our offense are we talking about. But there's always room for improvement. It was definitely a good, clean start, but I think he'd be the first to tell you that, hey, did a lot of really good things, which was definitely represented in some of the success we had offensively, but can do some things better as well. I think that comes from focusing on, the people that are here, that are in the know, understanding what we need to do to play, to give ourselves a chance to have our process in alignment with letting the results take care of themselves. And so not letting those distractions, and that's a lot of times, coaches and players, you're saying, hey, you understand that there are external expectations and things like that, but that shouldn't affect our ability to approach the way we prepare Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to try to play to the best of our ability on Sundays. And so that's kind of, how I would look at that. Yeah. Oh, I mean, everything that you hear me say is from something else, whether I'm reading it or, I think, the first guy that comes to mind, John Gordon, who's a good friend of mine, who's an author. He's written The Energy Bus and a lot of other great books that I've read. He's come and spoken to our team before. I've heard him say that. I don't know if it exactly came from him, but being inside out as opposed to outside in, that's John Gordon is who I had heard that from. You will, Maria. Tutu will be our punt returner. He's a guy that in a normal circumstance and situation, you can expect to see him back there. There just was so many limited opportunities, and because of the particular situation like Jordan alluded to, that was why Cooper was back there. Okay, thanks, guys.